What's up, guys? Vanlin here, also known as Cow, going on with some more Warcraft 3 Reforged hard campaign mode on the 4th mission for the humans, so let's get into it.
Look, it's those cultists who are with the necromancer.
No
What are they doing to that mine?
way!
Let's not wait to find out. Attack! Damn these intruders. They must not interfere with the Master's plan.
That's not how haunting a gold mine works, actually. Once you start the haunting process, it has to be destroyed.
Let's build a base camp here. With those cultists creeping around, I'd rather not head in there without backup.
I couldn't agree more.
Job's done.
Now, maybe it's just me,
The light is my
but
strength.
I have always thoroughly enjoyed the base building missions more than the ones where you're just kind of sneaking around. Where you're just kind of doing your thing. Like, oh, look, I need to... You know, we need to go do this. We need to go investigate that. And we're just going to have a set number of units. It's never really appealed to me. I mean, I play strategy games because I want to be able to strategize. I want to be able to build a base and manage resources and do all that other stuff that comes along with being in strategy games. Not sneak around. You know, not pretend like I'm, you know, gotta be sneaky, Charlie, or anything like that.
I stand for the
I mean, like I said, maybe it's just me.
Justice shall be done.
But this is base building and all that is far, far, far more enjoyable.
Ready for action.
That music's coming a little loud. Let's turn that down. I don't want it to drown me out. So there we go. All right, sorry about that. Should have taken care of that earlier.
Justice shall be done.
Ooh, Arthas got a little low.
I can help.
And I'm already not regretting getting Divine Shield.
Job's done. I stand for the light.
Shh, I'm trying to think here.
Justice shall be done. Job's done. Feel my wrath.
Alright, so the notification popped up saying, you know, you can increase your gold mining capabilities if you go for an expansion. Or something along those lines. Yeah, I know. And I will be. And not terribly long here. But thing is, I don't want to leave my base unprotected. It just generally doesn't work out too well. And so, Arthas and Jaina will go take care of it here momentarily. But first things first, we gotta make sure that the base is all set and ready to go,
Ready for action.
or at least able to survive a simple ghoul attack like we're about to get here.
What's the plan?
I stand for the light. Foul knave.
So one interesting thing, this doesn't work if they're leveled up even once,
I
but
can help.
if you have a max rank Holy Light on your paladin, so if they're at least rank 5 and you put 3 points into Holy Light, and the Necromancer is still just an initiate,
What's the plan?
you can one-shot them
Orders.
with that Holy Light,
Ready for
and it is so convenient. I mean, Arthas obviously right now not at max rank, or he's still level 4,
I can help.
so haven't quite hit that point yet. But
What's the plan?
soon I will, and especially in the next mission with the defense of Hearthglen, it's going to be useful because especially at the beginning, those necromancers, as I recall, do not have any upgrades in terms of like what their ability is, and so it becomes extremely useful to be able to just one-shot them instead of let them indefinitely just keep summoning skeleton after skeleton after skeleton.
Yes, my friend.
Because that's a tough mission. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, it's a tough mission.
A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan.
I mean, granted, most of those
Certainly.
survive this timer kind of missions
Justice
are,
has come.
because they're meant to be. They're meant to kind of swarm you and overwhelm you, and they're not meant to be easy.
Of course.
And that's what you want. You want a game that's going to challenge you.
Certainly.
You know, I don't want a game where it's basically like I can cheat code my way through it. I want a game where it's going to be, you know, where I'm going to be pushed, where I have the real risk of losing. Because I mean that's just life. You know, you're not gonna go anywhere in life unless you're you know, pushed. My friend, a good friend of mine, has a saying actually. If you're green, you're not growing. Basically meaning if you're, you know, if you're new, if you're not, or if you're not always feeling like you're new, if you're not always feeling like you're out of your comfort zone, or this is something that you're not used to, then you're not growing. You're just staying stagnant. And in a lot of ways, he's absolutely right.
I can help.
The light is my strength.
You know, life is a constant, never-ending struggle of just trying to get ahead and trying to learn what you can to stay ahead. Especially in today's world where things just are changing at just an ever-accelerating rate.
That's curious.
Justice shall be done.
And I'm not trying to say that to, you know, sound controversial, even though I know it probably isn't. But I mean, yeah, I mean that's just life. That's just how life works. It's just never ending, and always you just always got to keep trying to push yourself harder. Those are the people that are successful. The ones that always are pushing. The ones that are always trying to better themselves. The ones that don't stop until, you know, they're absolutely at the face of exhaustion, where they can't go any further.
The light is my strength. Of course.
So, you know, for everyone that's claiming, you know, like, oh, you can't get ahead in this world unless you're born into the right money or anything else like that, you know, like all these complainers, all these non-contributing zeros, just no, that's not how it works. You have every opportunity in this life. There is nothing that is holding you back except yourself. I mean, do some people have it easier? Oh yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about that. But there's nothing stopping you from getting up to that same level. I mean, like my dad, you know, he grew up dirt poor. I mean, he had clothes on his back, he had food on his table most of the time, but that was basically about it. I mean, growing up, I always heard how he only took one vacation his entire childhood, and how miserable it was because his dad was a cheapskate, and like their car was breaking down and was overheating, and they were out in Southern California in Death Valley, and they had to be running the heater because his dad wouldn't pay for a mechanic to actually do the job because he kept insisting it was like some $2 part. And in reality, it was like an $80 fix. And, you know, granted, this was, you know, like 50s, 60s, 70s, whenever my dad was a kid. And so, you know, they're in Death Valley in the summer, and they're having to run the heater to keep the engine from overheating. And then that night, you know, they're camping, and they get flooded out and have to leave at like 3 in the morning. That's the only vacation he ever took. I mean, I cannot tell you the sheer number of times I've heard that story in my life. And yet today he runs a very successful commercial real estate company. I mean, granted, he's worked 60-plus hour weeks his entire life at this point. I've never once seen him take an actual vacation. I mean, even when we would go on vacation as a family, he's still up way late into the night, writing up lease documents, you know, drafting up agreements, all these other different things just to keep his company, you know, streamlined and effective, efficient, and everything. And you know, that's been his life. But you know, there's 6 kids. I'm the oldest. He's put all of us through school. Those, you know,
for the
At least
light.
those of us who have finished school. He's putting the others that are still in school through it. He's got
I'm
2
here to help.
grandkids at this point. We're all happy, healthy, in good shape. I mean, he came from nothing and he rose up and became something. So I don't like hearing that you can't make it in today's world. You absolutely can. You just gotta work at it.
Research
I don't know.
complete.
Maybe I'm soapboxing a little too much here, and you
Yes,
guys
my
just want to
lord.
listen into the game. So
Orders.
I'll get off my
I
soapbox here.
stand
But
for the light.
and frankly, I don't even really
Yes,
remember
my
how I got
friend.
onto it.
Hello.
But yeah, just if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time with anything, life, video game, relationships, whatever, just know it's always doable.
Job's done.
There's nothing that is so difficult in life that you can never
I'm here to
overcome
help.
it. It just really comes down to your attitude. But
Research
and
complete.
sure some of you out there are being like, oh well, that's easy to say, pampered little boy like you.
I'm trying to
No,
think
what?
here.
You grew up comfortable, but not
I'm
pampered.
your show us a target.
We're not obscenely wealthy, but comfortable.
You have a
But
target for action.
just enjoy life.
Yes, my liege.
I guess that's my biggest advice: is just enjoy life. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't feel like you're missing out on anything just because others might have fancier vacations or anything like that. Find happiness where you can.
Off I go then. Ready for action. Yes, my lord.
Just the little things. Enjoy what you can.
Hello. Yes, my liege.
Anyway, I'll shut up now.
Orders. On my way.
So I'm trying to remember. I don't
Job done.
think
I come to cleanse
they
this
come in
land
from the
with light.
backside there. Yeah, I know.
Of
That's
course.
what she said. Get your mind out of the gutter. I don't think any ghouls or whatever come in from the rear entry of the base.
I stand for
So
the
I'm
light.
probably safe to
Show
leave
us a
that
target.
as it is.
Orders. Research complete.
Let's get another priest just to be safe. But yeah, one of the biggest things in any mission, granted, it does make the mission take a little longer because you have to prioritize
That's
that
curious.
and spend the time and resources
Justice
building it.
shall be done.
Say the word.
But
Let's get to fighting.
you will
Is
never
my aid
regret
required?
putting the time and effort into setting up an
I
expansion
come
base.
to cleanse this land.
Orders.
It is so useful, especially on missions like, like the next one that we've got here with the Defense of
What ails
Hearthglen,
you?
where you absolutely need those extra resources. Now, granted, is it a pain and a half to hold? Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yes, my
the
friend.
AI will
Show
come
us
out
a
of
target.
nowhere,
Lock them
seek
doors,
you
my
out,
liege.
and just wipe you out. And so you gotta be
Done.
you gotta be willing and able to put the resources into holding it. But if you can't, it is so useful.
Forces are under
The light
attack.
is my strength.
Say the word.
Yes, my friend. Is there danger?
You need. Locked and loaded. Say the
I
word.
stand for the light.
Gosh, I love being able to holy light like that.
Say the word.
So I probably
Justice
actually didn't
shall be
need to
done.
put on defend there. I forgot that necromancers do magic damage, not pierce. And so yeah,
Is my
it's
aid required?
Shh. I'm trying to think here.
defend probably really did nothing,
Aye, sir.
I can help.
but whatevs.
The
Really
light
not
is
that
my
big a deal in the
strength.
long run.
Ready for action. What do you need?
Justice shall be done. The light is my strength.
All right, we'll have just
For
enough room.
honor.
What do you need?
What ails
So
you?
go through, set my
Let's
squads.
get to fighting. Ready for action.
Oh gosh, I love
Done.
Shh. I'm
I'm
trying
here
to
to
that
help.
the
Justice
food
shall be
cap
done.
for where you go into high income was bumped up for like it used to be in Frozen Throne, and they moved that over to Reign of Chaos as well. Because
Ready for action.
I'd be in high
stand
ink
for the light.
That's
upkeep right
curious.
now,
Yes,
and
my liege.
that's
The
painful.
light
I
is
mean,
my
I remember
strength.
reading a strategy
I can
guide
help.
on Warcraft 3
Show
back in
us
the
a
day,
target.
and it specifically highlighted and said high upkeep
Is there
is
danger?
meant to be
Is my
painful,
aid required?
and
I'm
it
here to help.
is.
That's
It
curious.
sucks.
Job done.
40% of your income?
Is there
Oh,
danger?
it's
the plan?
terrible.
I'm your shooter.
Yes, my friend. I stand for the light. Is there danger?
What do you need?
Is my aid required?
So I actually don't think I've scouted this area out before. At least not that I can remember.
Justice shall be done.
What's the plan?
I'm your shooter.
That's
I'm here to
curious.
help.
Let's get to
The
fight.
light is my strength.
Say the word.
Now, these guys are piercing damage, so footmen against them
Is there danger?
are just extremely
I can
effective.
help.
What do you need?
What I stand for the
I'm
light.
trying to think here.
Is there anything worth at the Goblin Merchant? I don't think so.
I'm here to help.
That's
What do you
curious.
need? Okay.
What's the plan?
Alright, well, that's all there is over there.
Justice shall be
That's
done.
curious.
Is someone injured?
Nothing really worth exploring for. Oh, joy.
I'm here
And
to
this is
help.
exactly what I
Yes,
knew was
my
going to
friend.
happen.
Show us a target. Where do you want it?
Justice shall be done. What ails you?
Now, the call to arms is really super useful.
Ready for action.
Being able to turn your peasants into militiamen. I mean, are they as good as footmen? No. I mean, you know, they do as much damage as a footman,
Yes, my liege.
but they've got significantly less health. However, in a situation like this, you know, where they're a good
Stand
speed
for the
bump,
light.
and that's what you need, is a bit of a speed bump. All right, back to work.
Is there danger?
That's
You have a
curious.
Yes,
Let's
my
get
friend.
to fighting.
All right, we'll leave a couple footmen there.
Ready for action.
Oh wow, we have no one on gold. I mean, not that it matters, because you know this one's running low anyway. But
Hello.
yeah,
I stand for the light. A sound plan. For honor.
I'm your shooter.
I'm trying to think here.
The light is my strength. Certainly.
You are past redemption.
now also against spirit towers,
Is someone injured?
footmen do incredibly well.
Stand for the light.
I mean, basically against any sort of guard towers, footmen have a huge advantage.
For honor.
I mean, are they siege? No. So you're not doing as much damage as you could,
Betrayer of the light.
but they're just gonna soak up damage like crazy and be ridiculously effective.
You are past redemption.
And that's one thing that that the Alliance really has going for it, is that their frontline troops really can serve as effective frontline troops. You know, like ghouls, they're useful, but they're weak. They're not that good. And I'm just gonna say it, they're really not that good. Why did I take that off?
That's
Um,
curious.
Show us a target.
You know, and I'm not crazy about ghouls in the fact that you have to. They're multi-purpose. I mean, I'm kind of like Alton Brown when it comes to unitasking kitchen device in that regard.
Betrayer.
I think it's kind of pointless. That, you know, they're frontline units, or they're supposed to be your frontline units, and yet they're also supposed to be your harvesters. I don't like that.
Justice is come. Let's get to fighting.
But I mean, that's just what that is. I mean, there's, you know, that's how the game's played. That's you know, it's you really can't do anything about it.
Where do you want it?
I can help.
The light is my strength.
But this is definitely where I think the Alliance has a significant, just a significant troop advantage. And that their frontline units actually get to be frontline units. Where's a priest? Dispel. Get rid of that skeleton.
Of course.
That's curious.
Now that's one thing I think a lot of people forget about, is with the priests, their dispel magic ability. Like, yeah, does it get rid of magic? Oh yeah, like negative effects and whatnot, it's great. That's what you want. But at the same time, it also deals damage to summoned units, which, you know, especially in the human campaign where you're up against the Scourge, I mean, that's what you want, is to have damage dealt against them.
I am Kel'Thuzad, and I've come to deliver a warning. Leave well enough alone. Your curiosity will be the death of you.
Are you responsible for this plague, Necromancer? Is this cult your doing?
Yes.
Yes, I ordered the Cult of the Damned to distribute the plagued grain. But the sole credit is not mine.
What do you mean?
I serve the Dreadlord, Mal'Ganis. He commands the scourge that will cleanse this land and establish a paradise of eternal darkness.
And what exactly is this scourge meant to cleanse?
Why, the living, of course. His plan is already in motion.
Oh,
Seek
really?
him out at Stratholme if you need further proof.
What's the plan?
I'm here to help.
Now,
Justice shall be
all
done.
my love for the Alliance aside, at least what I've been, you know, extolling and espousing here,
For the light.
I'm gonna be honest,
All the granaries are empty.
they're not my favorite faction to play.
Shipments have already been sent out. Or too late.
And here's something that kind of makes me sad. Little Timmy. I don't know if it's the same, if it's the same one we saved,
For honor.
but little Timmy's a ghoul.
I stand for the light.
Hoo hoo.
Certainly.
If you kill him, you get a Ring of Superiority, which it's +1 to agility, intellect, and strength. So is it phenomenal?
Light is my
No,
strength.
but it's not bad. I mean, I'd definitely take it over
I'm here to
Ring of
help.
Protection +1, because I mean, if you take that off,
Certainly.
you know, you get 1 protection. You get 1 armor with the Ring of
course.
Protection. You get 0.3 with the Ring of Superiority. However, in addition to that, you also get
The
extra
light is my
HP
strength.
and extra mana.
Where do you want us?
And so between the two,
Justice shall
What's
be
the
done.
plan?
I think the general all around is much better.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, I'm trying
I
to
stand for the light.
Now, would I give up something like, say, oh, wait, hold on.
I'm here to help.
I didn't realize that the Maul of Strength only gave me that. Okay, screw that. If Maul of Strength only gives me +1, then I'm going to keep the Ring of Protection +1 and just go to the Ring of Superiority instead of the Maul of Strength.
Justice
I
shall
can
be
help.
done.
See, we're learning new things. For some reason, I thought the Maul of Strength gave me 3.
I stand for the light.
Must have gotten it confused with the Gauntlets of
Is there
Overstrength.
danger?
That's curious.
Anywho,
Is my
Show
aid
us a
required?
target.
The light is my strength.
Someone injured.
Justice shall be done. Of course.
come on, Arthas, you're needed on the front.
I'm here to help. A sound plan.
Let's get to fighting.
The light is my strength.
And I cannot get over just how much better the Abominations look. I mean, they really look so much more intimidating than they used to.
Justice is come.
Where do you want us?
That's
I
curious.
stand
I mean,
for
granted,
the light.
Yes, my friend.
Everything
I am your servant.
looked really kind of less than
Is
intimidating
there danger?
back in the day.
Of course. Justice shall be done.
Naive fool. My death will make little difference in the long run.
No, it won't make any.
For now, the scourging of this land begins.
Well, guys, that was mission number 4 in the human campaign on hard difficulty. If you like what you see, keep tuning in. Promise I've got more coming up. Until next time, catch you then.